But we still got ourselves a big old party because we got a lot lined up and a couple of hours to do it in. Oh, and Joel Embiid, you still a bitch. Let's go.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
I swear to God, that's damn steel. Oh yeah, baby! Let's go! Oh yeah! Woo! Like I said, the boss man will join us shortly. We got the great Hambino, aka the Fat Tino himself.
Blake Hammock, the original Burger King.
What's up, guys?
How's it going, bro?
Burger King is still crazy. But we got to roll it in a good morning. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. My name is Droid. We're glad to have y'all with us. We got Shane Lake on the left, the great Hambino on the right.
And of course, today's first hour is obviously going to be brought to you by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. And we've got a whole lot of stuff going on the hardwood, and we've got somebody special joining the party to help break it down.
Now, forgive me not knowing the brother. You got your mic black. I don't know who the hell you are. It's like you're in the broadcasting witness protection program.
Agent Zero is in the house. What's going on, Playmaker?
What's up?
What's up? What's up? You know it's gonna be his Monday.
Well, it is Monday. It's Tuesday now. So what exactly? I missed, and I will be honest, I unfortunately just missed Shooting Lights Out yesterday. Had a late meeting at work, and I'm like, okay, 3:00, I can go ahead and catch the show. Nope, you guys were just going to Monarchs of Wrestling as I got in.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Paul.
Doge man does it again.
Do one Monday Night Raw at freaking 6 p.m.
Why 6?
Yeah, Pittsburgh had something going on that day, so they had to run it early.
No, what it is the 4th of July is on Friday.
Yeah.
So there is technically no SmackDown on Friday.
Yeah, that's right. They'd have to tape it.
It's 4th. It's the 4th.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to tape
instead of them taping SmackDown early and then doing Raw live as usual. They did the opposite.
That's weird.
They did Raw live and then tape SmackDown.
Well, speaking on the hardwood playmaker, what do you think about this new EA college basketball game coming out that was teased at a little bit yesterday with that post on Twitter?
Well, I think that EA Sports, they saw that when they revived college football, it was a success. A lot of people enjoyed it. So they figured now that college basketball is picking up, let's see if we can get the same enthusiasm, the same numbers that we did with college football with college basketball. Because if we're being honest, college basketball was one of my favorite games that I played.
You're not
I wonder why just gave up on NBA Live because EA used to have an NBA Live.
Yeah,
the last NBA Live was 2019 with, unfortunately, the worst man on the cover you can have. This fool.
Because yes, Joel Embiid, it is you bitch.
That fool was on the cover of that game, and it was.
The crazy thing is, I still habitually play NCAA college basketball 09.
Hey, to each their own, dude. It was a good year for that game.
It was
a good year.
Like
Evan Love cover.
Comparing EA Sports, NBA Live, and 2K19, I give it to NBA Live, like from that year. Just because it was a better built career mode overall, and for the last gen consoles, it was just way better.
From 03 to 09, it was NBA Live. You couldn't touch it.
Yes.
You could not touch it.
It started with the franchise on the cover of 03, Stevie Francis. I mean that was just dope. That was one of the first NBA games I played.
But
yeah, you want to touch NBA Live.
I'm very curious about how EA is going to handle building a basketball game for the first time in 7 years?
Yeah. I think with the whole collegiate fanfare and stuff like that, they're going to kind of do there's a composure kind of thing like they did with 09 where the better composure a player has, the better the more quality shot they can make, kind of based off of 09 and 010.
But all I know is that we're not going to have a covered athlete until closer to when the game is actually going to come out, because you can't pick a cover athlete early, because what if they declare for the draft?
Hunter Dickinson. I'm joking.
He just declared for the draft. Boo, shut up.
Meanwhile, my phone's been blowing up. We just found out that Miles Turner is going to Milwaukee.
Miles Turner.
What? Miles Turner has signed a 4-year, $107 million deal to go to Milwaukee.
Then
That's
honestly,
what are you doing?
If they're looking for an impactful, if Indiana's looking for another impactful center that could get on the cheap, hot take, DeAndre Ayton.
No.
The fact that George
Dude,
jumped
it
on that.
could work.
I was going to say, Vic, do you want to take that DeAndre Ayton to Indiana? Because I know how Victor feels about DeAndre.
No.
DeAndre? No.
You mean DeAndre bust Aiden?
Yep. No, thank you.
DeAndre over Aiden?
Apparently, and more news is coming in now about this. Apparently, Turner wanted to remain with Indiana, but Indiana was only offering 3 years, $60 million.
$47 million less?
It's crazy.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Anyways, to be honest, how long has Miles Turner been in the league? It's probably been over a decade, right?
Something like that, yeah.
The longest Turner Pacer.
2015.
So, yeah, he's coming up on his 10th season now.
To be honest, his production's been solid, but, I mean, the center position, it kind of starts to degrade after 11, 12 years, right? Give or take. I mean, that's the range.
I mean, it depends on the player. I mean, look how dominant Shaq was.
Yeah.
Until he went to Boston, but
that dude was just
we don't talk about Boston Shaq.
No, we do not talk about Boston Shaq. We don't talk about Phoenix Shaq either.
Blank house, you know.
Yeah. And we sure as hell don't talk about Cleveland Shaq.
But
we don't talk about Detroit Tracy McGrady.
But in other news, another person has signed, another Wash player. His name might be D'Angelo Russell. And he might be going to Dallas.
Yes, he's going to Dallas.
That's going to be interesting. He's going to be a role player with that team, 100%.
After Kyrie Irving's contract expired, they're like, oh, let's bring in somebody like Kyrie. So let's bring in D'Lo.
Like, okay, you want to get to some real good news? Some real news?
Whoa. We just found out how Milwaukee's doing it to get Miles Turner. They're getting rid of Dame time.
What?
Milwaukee Bucks are waiving Damian Lillard.
They need Dame time.
The Milwaukee Bucks are waiving Damian Lillard and stretching the remaining 113 on his contract in order to acquire Miles Turner.
Hey, now they have no choice. They got to keep Giannis then.
They have to.
They have no choice.
Honest.
Michael Brogdon. Wait, never mind. He's not on that.
Who's your point guard now? Who's your point guard now? Kyle Kuzma?
That's a power forward shooting guard, but I believe it would be.
Who are you gonna throw there?
They would have to entrust Grayson Allen.
That tells me Milwaukee has something up there.
No, wait, he's in.
Yeah, Milwaukee's got something brewing, and it's big.
Milwaukee got something brewing right now, and it's all in an effort to keep Giannis.
H-Town is happy right now. The return of Clint Capella, who's been mid. I don't know why we're taking Clint Capella back when we got Alperin, but it's okay. And then we got Dorian Finney-Smith coming in. I guess he's going to be a bench player for KD. And now we don't have a point guard nor a shooting guard because we traded away Jalen Green and we traded away we didn't trade away Fred VanVleet. We let Fred VanVleet go to free agency.
Well, now you guys may end up having a chance to get Damian Lillard.
I don't want Damian because we can't afford it. We can't afford it.
He ain't gonna be ready this year anyway.
We can't afford KD. How do you think we're gonna afford Damian?
It's a thought. I mean, Houston could be a surprise. Could be a surprise landing place for him.
So Milwaukee cleaning the house.
I could see it. Not trying to rain on your parade, but
Shane, I hate to do this to you, but can you explain to me why the Boston Celtics are cleaning the house?
Because Jason Tatum's on the injured list for the next year plus, and we got to figure out what the fuck we're doing.
So you realize the three teams that I just named, all three teams have somebody who's dealing with what type of injury?
Yeah, I mean, we traded off Drew Holiday. We got Jaylen Brown out the door, and now look what we've got going on. I mean, Al Horford's gone, for crying out loud.
I mean, that's good. That's a good.
Don't worry, he'll be back in like 3 years.
I give it 2.
But Luke Cornett is no longer on the Celtics. He is a Spur.
No, there goes both of our big men because we end up trading off Porzingis.
Yep.
You got Luka Garza from Minnesota.
Who?
Boy can cook.
Exactly.
Iowa center. He was pretty good in college.
It was good because he didn't get the opportunity. He didn't get the opportunity in Minnesota, so we're gonna see how that works.
He really didn't. He's a pretty solid center. He didn't get an opportunity in. Did his career start off in Detroit?
I don't know.
I think it did.
But notable free agents include Gary Payton II, Fred VanVleet. You also got Malik Beasley and Dennis Schroeder. Precious Achiuwa is a free agent as well. Spencer Dinwiddie has become a free agent. Moritz Wagner is a free agent. Kyrie is a free agent.
Kyrie is a free agent again.
Yeah, Kyrie
is signing back with Dallas. Mo Wagner is signing back with Orlando.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised with Kyrie going back.
I wouldn't be.
Who else is going to take him?
I'd be happy with the Wagner brothers taking
like what?
Oh yeah, and Westbrook.
Jordan's giving you the current, but all indicators mean Westbrook, some of those guys that he named up, they are going back to their original team. They're just working on a new deal.
Yeah,
Tim Hardaway Jr. as well is a pending, not even a pending free agency is open.
But you know what? Hey, Victor, let's talk about one of your favorite players who decided to sign an $81 million deal to stay with the Clippers.
You mean please use me to wipe Charmin Harden?
No.
Are you talking about 8-point playoff Harden?
Yep, that guy.
Charmin Harden.
That man got a 2-year, $81 million deal.
81 for 2 years.
For 2 years. Jesus, that's overpaying.
Clippers have money to just throw away. Obviously, they'd rather just throw that money in a trash fire.
He's not even, dude. If they're gonna be paying him that, dude, toss me a mill at that point. Like, screw it.
Right. I could use some of that money.
Facts.
Let me
hold.
I'd look good.
Let me hold a mill. Let me hold a mill.
And I guarantee you,
I'd look good in an F-150 right now.
And look, I can guarantee I can give you more worth than James Harden could.
Exactly.
That's what
is in the building.
What's the topic? What's the topic of the day and what I missed? Now that we got,
we're just talking some free agency. I got
okay.
Talking free agency.
I'll shut it down right now. Who cares?
Dude, Miles Turner.
I saw with Miles Turner going to the Bucks of all teams for 4 years.
I was about to say that literally just
I'm sorry,
broke,
Snowman.
dude.
I did not see that one coming. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
I didn't see it coming either.
I thought he would stay.
Wait a minute, Blake. What are you doing up here? Who
He's
the hell invited you to this party?
That guy,
Droid.
the guy that's
Droid.
up there.
Droid.
Oh,
did.
Groucho Marx up top here.
Yeah, Groucho Marx. Groucho Marx to my right.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to
right.
hear about a team, that actually does business the correct way. The Oklahoma City Thunder signed their MVP to a 4-year.
Yeah, I heard
As they should have.
A 4-year, $285 million deal.
And OKC is not going anywhere.
No.
Yeah.
First of all,
they're gearing up to make a dynasty.
I'm going to
make a dynasty out of this group.
I didn't get a chance to do this at the top of the hour and greet everybody properly. Thank you, Shane and crew. We got the best morning crew, sports morning crew ever. So I will do this right now. As I said a couple of years ago, I'd like to begin my appearance with the following statement. James Harden, you a bitch.
Well, you already threw Joel Embiid under the bus. James Harden, you're next.
Apparently, he's getting $81 million.
How did you throw? How did I?
They
How
were
did you
talking about
throw?
NBA Live.
Well, not
How
just
did you throw
NBA
Joel
Live,
Embiid under the bus? And what?
because that's how we started.
Oh, that's how you
Literally,
started.
I told everybody
Good
that
start.
would be joining us in the middle of everything, yada yada yada. And oh, by the way, Joel Embiid, you still a bitch. Let's go.
So what we said was at the beginning we did say Joel Embiid, you a bitch, but before we as we brought Playmaker on,
Thank you, sweetie.
we mentioned the college basketball game coming in about a few years time, and
Yeah.
that the last game that EA Sports made
For college hoops.
the last game that EA made that was a basketball game, this fool was on the cover.
Yep.
Yeah.
No wonder,
Well, it is
no wonder
you.
it didn't sell well.
Facts.
Oh, that was my wife, y'all. The beautiful figure that came in and out. That was my wife bringing me breakfast.
So now that Snowman is here,
Mhm.
I think we better hit the 11:30 hour. We think we should take a break because I think me and Snowman gonna have a very interesting conversation coming up.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
About
Oh, you know.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Victor gonna hop in this one too. I know that for sure.
Oh dear.
All right. You
no,
know what?
no break.
No
Okay.
break.
I'll make the call. No break. We're doing this now. Let's do it.
Now. So we have 3 more expansion teams coming to the WNBA by 2030.
Cleveland, Detroit, and if you
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. AB Media is with us from Indianapolis, Indiana. Welcome, brother. Welcome to Sick Diggy. I know y'all greeted the crew, but I'm gonna, man, get your punk ass over here. There you go. Play by play with JJ's with us.
Why am I always on this side?
Huh?
Why am I always the one on this side?
Because that's how we do things here, fool.
Oh yeah. Flip. Take that.
Hey, put in the 2 roughhouses next to each other. Not a good idea.
There you go.
That's like when we're at work. That's like when we're at work.
Let's go.
MOD.
All right, Playmaker, let's go.
This has turned into a very, very bad episode of Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, and there's only 5 of us instead of 9. Wait a minute. If we were to do a show like the Hollywood Squares, who would you know what? That's gonna be Fridays during the fall.
McCoffee.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
McCoffee
end
would
up
be
losing
here.
all fucking control of the show.
McCoffee would be here.
Playmaker
Deb would be here.
Who will be here?
Playmaker.
Pizzle.
These 3.
Pizzle.
Are you
Who
sure
over
I'll be
here?
here?
Yes,
I
you
know
will.
you'll be here.
You know how good I am at avoiding stuff. You know that, right?
No.
I'm down for this tomfoolery.
But
Not when it comes to hoops, man, because anytime we talk about
Oh,
hoops,
Listen,
like, hey,
I'm messing
I know
around.
Playmaker,
I'm
hear
messing
me out.
around with
You'll still
Playmaker.
bounce back
There's
here.
a
Listen,
reason, there's a
let
reason
me-
why you don't see me on Wednesday.
Let me throw some flowers at Playmaker. I mess around with him on this show a lot, but I have to thank him for taking a chance in being a weekly guest on this show. If y'all haven't had a chance to check out the Playmakers Blog Network, I suggest you do on YouTube. And as I got the alert this morning, you're now on TikTok.
Yep.
Go ahead
So-
and plug your show, brother.
I want everyone to show Playmaker some love and subscribe to his channel, and let's really, really get it moving and get it blowing up. Okay?
Appreciate
Because he is the man when it comes to hoops knowledge. It was me once upon a time, and then I got sick, and half of my brain, just like half of my voice, got sucked out. So I turned to him for all the hoops knowledge. Now back to business. Cleveland, Philadelphia, and Detroit, Michigan are getting WNBA expansion
Big
frames.
Mississippi City would get their team in 2028. Detroit would get theirs in 2029, and then the good old city of Philadelphia would get theirs in 2030.
why is that my favorite city?
Because that's the only city that you actually say their names in a different manner than any other city.
Oh,
Because
Cleveland.
Cleveland has to be.
Cleveland is trash in almost every facet of sports.
And I want
Cavs did do
So
well this year. I'll
Browns.
give
Well,
them
I mean,
that.
the Guardians have been okay, but this month they've had a worse record than the
Look,
Rockies.
They ain't the
But-
Cleveland Guardians. They're the Cleveland Indians. Forever and ever. Amen.
Fair enough.
Now,
I'll say the Cavaliers did exceptionally well this season, and
until they met my Indiana Pacers and they
Correct.
fell. And until they met the Indiana Pacers, and I'm trying to think of a good joke here, and I can't, so I'll just see.
And my
if I pulled
boy
up
from the
Playmaker.
Big 12, Tyrese Halliburton.
But then we go back to the fact that one of the teams that everyone knows about is the Cleveland Browns.
The Browns
so
are
now
good Browns.
Cleveland getting a WNBA team, which is very interesting.
Mhm.
That is interesting.
It's an interesting decision.
I'm looking
Going for a
I'm
big
looking
market.
forward to seeing if they're gonna bring the Detroit Shock back or they're gonna give them a new name.
They might give him a new name.
Will Cleveland be known as the Rockers? Because that was their original WNBA name in 1997.
They could go that route, and then Philly's gonna be very interesting in 2030.
I would love to see
By the way,
what their
Snowman.
nickname would be.
By the way, Snowman, the joke you were looking for is once Cleveland ran into Indiana, they fell flatter than Flat Stanley on his way to Africa.
I will take that. Thank you.
And if this goes the way that people wanted to go, look at the
Mhm.
Golden State Valkyries. Good gracious, this team here.
Yeah,
You
they
know
have
what, man?
lit it up.
The Golden State Valkyries have sold out every game this year, and I can tell you the exact attendance from memory because it matches the Warriors. 18,064. Every single game sold out. They play loose, they play free, they bang you in the post, they go after rebounds. This is a team, despite their record, that is going to surprise every single team in the W this year if they haven't.
They are already surprised. They smack. We talked about last time we talked about them. It was about them smacking the Las Vegas Aces the way that they did.
And now they
Yep.
smacked the Seattle
They
Storm the same
they
way.
beat the brakes off the Seattle Storm.
They beat their asses. I
Yep.
watched that. I watched that game. Thank you, WNBA League Pass, for that.
Mhm.
And thank you, Amazon Prime. I watched that game from start to finish. Seattle and Golden State came out the gate very, very slow, but a 10-0 run by the Valkyries midway through the first quarter, and it was adios.
Yep.
We're talking about a expansion team in their first year.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even look like an expansion team. Look like a team that you need to be watching out for.
Yeah.
I
and
said
they-
that at the top of the
Promotion
season.
basketball.
They have been surprising.
When we did our WNBA preview show, and I wish Playmaker would have been here for that, but unfortunately on that day he had to work. When we did our WNBA preview show, Shane posed the question to me, the big dog, of which would be a surprise team in the W. And without even blinking, I said Golden State. There is something about that culture and about the team and the main piece, and Playmaker, thank you for sending me this piece of information that has helped them come along, is Kayla Thornton.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And as soon as I mention that name, he closes his eyes and starts shaking his head.
Oh no!
And I'll tell you exactly why. Kayla Thornton, he wanted to be on the New York Liberty, but Golden State came at her with a better offer.
I said no, so for you.
You only okay for those who don't know how the expensive draft went. Each of the teams before the Golden State Valkyries were able to keep 6 players, which means the Valkyries could not touch whatsoever.
No,
Kayla Thornton was not one of the 6 for the New York Liberty, and I felt some type of way, and y'all see why.
Yeah, she's turned lethal for them.
And how?
I mean, honestly, Golden State could be that type of team that Indiana was in the NBA. When it comes down to playoffs, they could sneak up on you and slap you.
Listen, I will say this here and now. I will not be surprised if the Valkyries found their way into either the semifinals or, dare I say it, the finals.
That's a tall order, Phil, to get to the finals. I would say semifinals at best.
No, man. I'm not. I'm leaving nothing.
You're saying
Listen,
the semifinals are the floor?
I already know who they have to deal with. Phoenix, Seattle, Las Vegas in a way. But
he still ain't said the number 1 team yet. And then I'm not talking
Minnesota
about Minnesota either.
Minnesota. I'm sorry. I had breakfast in my mouth. I'm sorry about that.
Minnesota.
They still have to go through Minnesota. They still have to go through Phoenix. They still have to go through Seattle, even though they punched Seattle in the gut last Sunday.
But that's what I'm saying. Still way too heavy stacked for a team that is just getting its feet wet to make it.
Well, we said that about the Patriots. We said that about the Patriots last year, and then Drake May showed up.
Hold on. I got to change subjects.
Talk to me.
I have to change subjects.
Oh, no.
What now?
Adam Schefter just reported that the Miami Dolphins have acquired unretiring tight end Darren Waller from the New York Giants.
What?
So Darren Waller just retired to get out of there, if we're going to be honest here.
Darren Waller pulled a Brett Favre.
He pulled a Rob Gronkowski.
That too. Snowman, the button you're looking for is this one.
Oh, hell no!
Sounds about right.
I will couple that with 2 extra buttons. And AB, this first one's for you. This one, and this one.
And
why make this move?
And we can end it with this.
What?
All
this move.
And this.
All the comments on Reel are crazy. My mom asked me if I did the dishes. I yelled Darren Waller. She smiled because she knew they were washed.
I just got
right.
So Darren Waller is unretiring and playing, and will sign with the Dolphins.
Sign with the Miami Dolphins.
What were the terms of the deal?
As of right now, what they're saying is that a Darren Waller and a 2027 7-round pick is going to Miami, and the Giants are getting a conditional 2026 6-round pick.
He can no longer go to Giant Stadium. He can never go back to Giant Stadium.
Dolphins will now score 21 points in Week 7 instead of 14.
If that, you know what? Let's have some fun.
Let's take a break. He can only go back to Giant Stadium.
He can never go back to either Giant Stadium or MetLife Stadium.
Nope.
He is barred from both of those.
Screw it. He can never go. He can never step foot in New York ever again.
Yep.
And
Or
for
New
those who don't
Jersey.
know, Darren Waller, after he retired, tried to start a music career, and
fell flat on its ass.
And that's why
Not only he
Like,
fell
I'm
flat on his
always-
ass, he fell flat on his ass. He divorced one of the most beautiful women in the WNBA.
Kelsey Plum. Stupid.
Man.
You know what?
Kelsey
You know what?
Plum.
You know what?
See this.
Playmaker, I don't think you saw this button yet, but every game that Darren Waller plays will be now known as an "Ain't That a Bitch" game.
Ain't
my
that a
gosh.
bitch?
I got him.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
I got him
hey.
for the second straight week. Folks, y'all don't understand. In 3.5 years, I have never, briefly, I've made Playmaker laugh. 2 straight weeks now, I've gotten him to lean off the screen.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you.
And I was involved in both of them.
I'll be
Yes,
honest
you
with
were.
you. I haven't had a chance to see too many pictures of Kelsey Plum.
Boy,
What have you been doing?
Where have you
What
been?
rock
fool?
you been under?
My bad.
Yes,
Even before she even moved to LA, what were
you
doing?
Playmaker,
Not
Playmaker,
not watching.
you and you for
I have-
almost making me spit up my drink.
I think Vic's looking
Look.
at the wrong talent here, boys.
No,
Okay.
look.
Okay,
Here's the
that's-
thing. I
wait,
got other stuff.
Hold
I
on,
gotta
gentlemen.
deal with.
Hold on, gentlemen. Victor, go.
Look, I got other things I gotta deal with. I have to deal with the Moroccan Republic on a daily doggone basis. I don't have time to look at
Not
every single
to
thing.
mention, he looks at rain in a St. Louis Cardinal sweater.
That too.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Okay,
really.
just
Wait. Playmaker, Playmaker, let me answer your question. Her favorite team is my first favorite team growing up, St. Louis Cardinals.
Yes.
You're let me see if I'm correct. You're a Braves fan, are you not?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
He's a Braves fan.
Braves
Braves
Sox.
number one on the list.
Who's behind them?
Who's behind them? Well, actually, it would be the St. Louis Cardinals.
It will be the St. Louis.
It's always
I love it.
it's St. Louis Cardinals.
I love it. So
You
there's
gotta
St. Louis.
remember, I go already back to Mont McGuire and into the Albert Pujols era. So
I go a little further than that with the Cardinals, with Lonnie Smith, Ozzie Smith, Whitey Herzog, their manager. See, Playmaker and I are both in good eras with the Cardinals. He had Tony La Russa, I had Whitey Herzog, and
Look,
then Tony La
I
Russa.
said it before. I make no bones about it. I am a bit of a tourist when it comes to the W. This is my first few times to actually get into
all
it
right.
deep.
So I'm gonna do this, and this is for Cool McCain, by the way.
Okay.
Victor and any other male out there that wants to find a team that they can root for because of their looks, go no further to the LA Sparks. That's all you gotta do.
Fair enough.
You know something? I'll agree with that.
Fair enough.
Not wrong.
I'll agree
When
with
it
that.
comes to a team that has nothing but beautiful women, it's the LA Sparks. It's just
It's
ridiculous.
the Sparks. It's
Fair
the
enough.
Sparks.
Fair enough. I was just like,
can afford
golly,
it,
and that's who homie was with.
Yes, honey. Oh,
Yes.
hold on a minute. Oh. Ouch.
That's who he was with,
Yes.
and he walked away from her.
Yes, he walked away from that.
I got a question.
No.
Who's the Hambino in the lower right-hand corner?
You what?
Father
the-
of Cochran, that's one of our
That
other guests and
is Blake
co-host of
Hammock, Father of
Grilled
Cochran.
Sports.
Do
What
what?
the hell is he doing here? He should be grilling something right now.
Shit, I do have
Condone
some.
this man. I do not condone this man.
Oh God.
You have no
I do
reason
have
to
something-
speak, considering your mustache is more out of control than the Kansas City Royals roster right now.
Dude, it's bad, man.
Oh.
We're gonna be selling pictures
You
because
got
Steph
a lot
Lego
of
has
talk for a
fallen
team with
off.
no rings.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Aren't your Indiana Pacers? How many rings?
You want to
We're
go
not
to
talking
ring
basketball.
talk? Who are you, LeBron James?
Hey, but Jordan still has more rings than LeBron. So
Oh, we know Michael's the greatest. We've already established that. I'm talking to the fat Jayhawk in the right-hand corner.
Not Ryan Hollins.
Okay,
Oh
bro.
yeah, he's a Hurricanes fan. How many rings did he have?
Oh.
Yeah.
And it was
Why are
against
you a Jayhawks fan? Who the hell are they?
They're probably one of the best blue bloods in college basketball. Let's get that straight. And
Don't you ever
the-
tell that lie in this church again. What is wrong with you? You're
the
a fan of a
the
school
nickname
that
of their
produced.
stadium is the Cathedral of Basketball. It's pretty self-explanatory here.
No, that's not the Cathedral of
like
basketball.
he's rage baiting you. Just shut up.
Well, here's
You know
what I
what
could
is it?
even. He's a fan of.
Right here,
He's
right
the
here,
fan of a
Russ
school
Cameron
that
and Norm
produced one of the.
leaving.
I hate to swear on this show, but he's a fan of one of the school that produced one of the biggest bitches in the NBA, in Joel Embiid. What does that tell you?
Sure, but
Blake,
also
whatever
we
you do,
produced
don't get-
the truth. Shane
Oh,
will like
God.
that one.
Yeah, but still, dude, don't get finicky around the little father. He'll
Will you
wreck
quit
your shit.
talking about your sex life? No one.
Shut
wants
up!
you to- no one wants you
Go
to talk
again.
about your lack of a sex life up here. What the hell is wrong with you? Who's this fella they call Vicar Law, Vicar Lou, Vicar Lay? What the hell is that?
It's Vicala.
Vicar what?
Vicala.
Well, what's the Vicar Law for? Use your natural name, why don't you, sir?
This is my natural name.
Oh,
Vicar
God.
Law is your natural name?
Yes.
Well, who came up with that name? Oh, I forgot. The EP of all EPs. Is that what you guys call them?
Yes.
Is that the same fellow who came up with these?
Use a troll.
Troll.
Use a troll.
Troll.
Use a troll. I said that use a troll.
Lo, 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 lo.
Is that him? Is that the
That's
same
him.
guy?
Yep, that's the
Okay.
one.
And you have a detective friend, don't you?
I do have a detective friend. He's
Where the
working
hell
right
is
now.
he? Why is he not here arresting the great Hambino for being a Jayhawk fan?
Because that's not necessarily a crime yet. Now, if he
It's
said
not a
he
crime.
The
was
school that produced
Bill
your, being a
Self
fan of the
here, I'm
school that
telling you, man.
being a fan of the school that produced Joel Embiid is not the crime.
no.
Joel
Don't-
Embiid is.
Joel was hurt half that year, conveniently.
Now, if he was a fan of, say, James Harden, then that would be an arrestable offense.
Joel Embiid
don't-
is a bigger. Joel
Arizona.
Embiid is a bigger bitch than Drake May.
False start on the offense. Come on.
I told you to quit
Took a
talking
rest.
X-rated stuff in here with your false start. We don't need to know your problems.
Shaner, you got no room to talk. Tuka
Vic, go talk to the detective. I'm gonna need the handcuffs to get Father Cochran out of here.
Oh, God.
Will you quit talking about your fantasies in here too? No one wants to hear about the handcuffs.
No, shame.
break.
Bang.
Break. We
Banger
need a break.
after
We need a break
banger.
now.
Jeez,
All right.
Louise,
I think
man.
I think I'm getting the cue that we should go to a break, and I need to go away right now. Go in peace. Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
We were always hippies at heart, I guess, and that was one way that we showed it before we became full-time
And we
RVers.
were definitely living small and minimally.
What made us decide to go with Battleborn was everyone from their top leadership team down to their service department helped us so much the whole way through. Our relationship with Battleborn is so much more than business. And me and Dennis love to jam together. We've played together multiple times, and that's been an awesome transition. Be able to learn so much more about the business, also just make some awesome friends.
They said the W couldn't catch fire, but in Indiana, the fever's already burning. Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, Full Court Fever tips off on Snowman Multimedia. All in on the WNBA. All eyes on the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell. The next dynasty in the making? Join Brian Snow for the deep dives, the hot takes, and the real stories from the hardwood. Full Court Fever, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, only on Snowman Multimedia. This is Fever Basketball.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life-holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Whether it's the men's college game,
The way that this season has been going, anything is possible.
the women's college game,
And how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
the WNBA,
AJ Williams on Twitter 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmakers blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts. Cause we take this job so serious.
All of it, between two people and 4 nostrils, all of it was gone. What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Before we go any further, and by the way, Shane, you left your own jokes open, okay? I'm not. Hey, look, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Couple of announcements. The Big 12 will now be live on Snowman Multimedia thanks to these two gentlemen down here at the bottom. The Droid and the Great Hambino will take you through the Big 12 football season. We'll give you more details before the end of the show. And there's a friend of mine that I need to shout out. Her name is Jessica. She's been in the hospital. Her husband's been there with her, so as have her children. Once upon a time, like me, she got very, very depressed and didn't know what to do. And when she arrived at the hospital, I believe a week ago yesterday, she had a 1 in 3 chance of surviving. She basically was told she was on her deathbed. Now she's on her life bed, getting it back together. And I told her, listen, sis, you do what your husband tells you, and you make sure you do all your stretches. So I wanted to shout her out and say thank you for being there. We all salute you. We all love you. And we all thank you and your husband and your family for tuning in this morning. So I wanted to be sure I took care of that. Like I said, these two down at the bottom will head our Big 12 coverage. I have a lot of literature to send to them, including a logo, so they can do the Big 12 game of the week. That's coming. Big 10 and SEC, yours truly will handle it up here. The Chicago division will be controlled by Victor Locke, and I know he's wanted it for years, because Victor was the first one to bonk me upside the head a la Jen and say, look, you're doing too damn much. Oh, no, I'm not. Yeah, what happened a week later? My ass was in the hospital. So, Victor, you got your wish.
Got it.
All right. And then, of course, when the expansion comes out to the East Coast, you know your boys got that covered.
Yep.
Speaking of that expansion,
yes,
can you be ready in a month's time to launch?
I can do my damnedest. Why? What's on your mind? What are you thinking?
What am I thinking? Big East basketball.
I can keep an ear on it and see what's going on. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're getting loaded. Okay, playmaker, no cheating on anybody's test. What you looking at?
No, I'm actually creating my post about the whole Miles Turner and Damian Lillard situation.
Gotcha.
But
and apparently
I'm getting back
Giannis
to I'm getting back to the WNBA.
I was about to say real quick on that. I just got word that apparently Giannis is getting pissed off about the Bucks waiving Dame.
Oof, that's
Yeah,
not
like, I mean, this is gonna
Okay,
this is
more on
gonna
that
be-
tomorrow. Back to the W with the playmaker.
Let's get back to the W because there's been a lot of quiet noise surrounding one Barbie up in Chicago all of a sudden.
Not for me.
Haven't been seeing all the hate that was being thrown her way, especially after what she did in LA this weekend.
24 and 15, I think.
24
and
16 and 7.
Listen, credit where credit's due. It seems like, and I capitalize that word, it seems like she's getting her act together. And I'll say it, as many jokes as I've thrown at Angel Reese, the one thing I would love for her to be is a little C word we like to call consistent. I want to see her get her act together. All right.
In the last 4 games, she's giving you 17 to 17.
She's done
Keep
well.
it, she's got a road to hoe, but keep it going. That's my encouragement.
playing ball
Keep it
right
going.
now.
Keep it going.
And she did it on Candace Parker Day too.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
At least she's putting up better numbers than Joel Embiid would in a 4-game stretch.
She's balling. And then anytime you talk about injuries, you got to go to the other person. Early indications. There will be no Caitlin Clark tonight.
Nope. There won't be. That is about to be confirmed from my folks at the Fever, which means they're going to get walloped in Minnesota.
Because they really needed her.
They are going to, especially with the reigning defensive player of the year and the runaway MVP.
And here's the thing I said.
They're going to get smoked
last
tonight.
broadcast. It seems like the Fever are showing that they are damn near incapable of winning without.
They have, I will say this aloud from a person who's covering the Fever, and y'all know me to be real about my coverage. They have no nerve. It seems like they lean on Caitlin Clark to save them instead of on each other when she's not there. When Caitlin Clark arrived and she started getting beaten up, no one on that team stood up for her. Now you get Sophie Cunningham and all that rigmarole happening, and they're sitting at 8-8 right now. Their record should be better because they choked away 5 games that they should have won, including the first one against the champs when they roared back from 13 down to lead by 12.
And one against the Valkyrie.
And one against the Valkyries, the Dream, the
Aces,
Liberty, the Aces, because they had the Aces. They had the Aces down double digits. Those are just 4 games alone.
And Dallas.
That's just, listen, they nearly threw that game away against Dallas. Wound up winning that game by 8. Should have been worse.
Should have been way worse.
But
They were by what? Over 20?
They were up by 23 points midway through the second quarter. And what got Dallas back in the game, and people are saying, oh, you're just expressing hate. No, I'm expressing truth. There's a difference. From a fellow who's watched and called every single Fever game this year. The inconsistency is maddening. That's number 1. Number 2, the lack of nerve by their teammates, save Kelsey Mitchell and Sophie Cunningham, and to a point, Lexi Hall is pissing me off.
The one thing you didn't say is the one that's concerning.
Which one? Aaliyah Boston?
And she the one that has to deal with Afisa Kari tonight.
Aaliyah Boston?
Aaliyah Boston.
She needs to get on her game.
She needs to stay her ass in the post. Okay? She doesn't need to be bringing the ball up herself. Listen, in the last 3 games, and I know all you gentlemen have tuned in at one time or another. How many times have you heard me say Aaliyah doesn't need to be bringing the ball up herself?
Yeah,
how many times have you heard me? How many times have you guys heard me say Aaliyah Boston grabs the rebound and then all of a sudden brings the ball up herself?
I feel like Heather Dickinson bringing up the ball would be completely.
Listen, the young lady we shouted out, she's right here, Jessica Bailey. Thank you, Jessica. We appreciate you, and so does my beautiful wife Jody. I tell you a little story before we get back to business. The day that we met Jessica, went to Dollar General to get some shopping done. I started joking around with people, and my wife always makes the joke, I can't take you anywhere. You're like a 2-year-old. You always have to have a friend. Well, that's when we met her, and she's tuning into us right now. But back to what I'm talking about with the fever. You can draw, I'll say this in the words of the late, great Jim Durham. You can draw up all the great plays that you want.
Mm-hmm.
The execution is up to you. And to borrow words from Sarge, a.k.a. William Otis Snow Jr., a.k.a. my father, the execution of the fever this entire season has been piss poor.
I'm gonna be honest.
It's been piss poor.
It is. I can say this because when y'all brought in the one Obama, who's no longer there, I can't wait to figure out the real reason why she ain't there.
I can't wait either.
I'm looking forward to that reason.
I'm looking forward to that also.
And
she didn't fit the offense.
And you brought in Stephanie White, who knows. Who the one about knows the language of Stephanie White because she was with her in Connecticut. I was looking for Indiana to become a physical team.
Me too.
After the first game of the season against the Sky, DeWanna Bartle looked like she was going to be a great fit, but then after that, she was as
her
quiet
minutes
as
dwindled. Her minutes dwindled. Her play dwindled, and now all of a sudden she's released. I'm looking forward to the real reason. Also, we probably won't find that out until at least after the All-Star break. And I say at least because there may be longer than that. There's something being covered up there. Honestly, there is something being covered. Listen, Playmaker, I'm doing what you asked me to do and what Jody asked me to do, and that's to say it real. Okay,
I appreciate it
because I will admit, when Caitlin Clark joined the Fever, I had rose-colored glasses on. Stupid me. And now that I'm back to my old school self and saying it real about the teams that I cover, I've had a lot of people, and Playmaker, you know this, come after me for what I say during the games. Like, get your act together, Fever. Get your the execution is up to you. I've said that every game. I've said that every game this year, and I'll continue to say it. But right now, they are not even worthy of a play-in team, let alone a playoff team. Using the NBA example.
Everybody's trying to make it Caitlin Clark, and I'm like,
it's not.
Y'all do realize that Caitlin Clark is not the best player in the league. She's just the most popular player in the league.
That's Nafisa Collier. Hands down.
This way, Caitlin has potential to be one of the best in the league.
Her passing,
she's a little too inconsistent herself, and we've seen that.
Yep.
And the physicality.
And she's not finding, and she's not. Oh, Victor, you've been with me on the road for 17 years, and you know I've used this phrase a lot, and I'll use it here. She's not finding her rhythm.
No, she's not.
I mean, with some of the players that Victor and I covered back in Chicago, Whitney M. Young High School, hello. We've said it all the time that shooters need to shoot, and they also need to what class? Be consistent. Caitlin Clark ain't. They need to find their rhythm.
You look at
and I don't think Stephanie White is putting them in a position to find their rhythm.
You look at Steph Curry, you look at how he shoots, he's got a rhythm to how he shoots. He has a certain flow.
Same with Ray Allen.
Same thing with Ray Allen. Same thing
Ray
with
Allen?
Same thing with Reggie
Kyle
Miller.
Korver.
Same with Reggie Miller, Kyle Korver. Who are some other great shooters?
Larry
John
Bird.
Paxson.
Michael, Kobe.
Real shooters. Danny, I'll start from when I was growing up. Danny Ainge.
I'm gonna say this, and
say it.
Indiana, y'all not gonna like it.
Say it.
But truth be told, I'm gonna tell you one of the main problems with Indiana. They don't have an identity. Because you're trying to make your identity Caitlin Clark, and you can't make your identity Caitlin Clark.
And it's not working. They don't.
Chicago had that
Playmaker,
issue.
I thank you for saying that aloud. They don't have an identity. They don't have. They've got nothing. Here, let me just give me this camera.
Chicago had that issue last year. Indiana's having it this year.
Give me this camera.
I'm still having that
Dear Indiana Fever, you don't have your identity and you got nothing else to go with it. You got problems. Major problems.
It's like, what is their identity now?
The only thing that's good about Indiana is the fact that Kelsey Mitchell, she can give you 20 whenever she like it.
And the last 2 games, I want to say, she's given you 30. 31 and 32. I believe those are the numbers, but I think I'm off by
I'm checking.
Because even when Caitlin Clark does play and Caitlin Clark struggles, I also here's Kelsey Mitchell.
Here's Kelsey Mitchell out of nowhere saving the team. The identity right now needs to go through Kelsey Mitchell, but they need to recognize that they got to spread they have to spread the floor. They have to find. I'll go back to it. Find an identity, and right now they don't have one.
Saying that because the Queen, which is not Nafisa Kai, but the Queen, she came back from her injury, and she went into fitness and she said, "I'm not playing no more."
Mm-hmm.
Adrian Wilson came back and was like, "Okay, I'm not playing no more."
Here's the issue. Here's the issue. I'm seeing with the way that Indiana's, the way that their strategy is try and force everything through Caitlin, which is making her a target. That's why she's getting so much of that physicality that she's getting.
And
she's
getting injuries now.
Yes.
Boss, just a stat check for you. Kelsey has gone in the last 3 games, 32, 20, and 26 in the last
26.
3.
Okay. 26 against Dallas. Okay.
No, it was 32 against Dallas, 20 against
32
LA.
Dallas, 20 against
LA, and
LA.
then 26 against Seattle. That's the last
Seattle.
3 games.
And they won 2 of those last 3. They won in Seattle and they
won in
Dallas.
Dallas.
The one at home against the Sparks is one they needed to have.
The one thing they're learning is that
I want Indiana, the team and the fans, to watch tonight.
Okay.
You're going to see a team that is on a mission.
And
you're going to see a team that's not playing no games this year. And you're going to figure out why Nafisa Kari is head and shoulders above everybody this season right now.
Oh, I saw that game 1 of the season. I will tell you right now. I saw that game 1 of this dagnabbit. There we go. I saw that game 1 of the season when they played Dallas. Nafisa Collier had a goose egg in the first quarter. A goose egg. Now, I'm not going to say, granted, this is the first game of the season. You will play who you are scheduled to play. Nafisa Collier had a goose egg in the first quarter. By the end of the game, and by the time I did the final box score, she had 32 points and 13 rebounds. Let me fact check me on that, Shane, will you please? First game of the year, Minnesota, Dallas.
Okay, hang on a second.
I believe she finished
when
with
Snowman calls this game tonight, pay attention because
you're
going to see a team in Minnesota.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Taylor Bride, she's a sniper. She picks her spots. Courtney Williams, she gonna pick her spot and she can do both. Spots.
And there was a trade. And there was a trade recently.
Oh yeah, and that trade. Oh my gosh, that
now Alyssa Smith is now out of Dallas.
She's with Vegas. Out of all the teams,
she's with the Aces.
Their
defensive, so their defensive prowess is going up about 500 notches.
Yep.
I'm trying to find the right game here. Was that the one that was 94-88 the final?
Game 1 of the season.
It should be the first game of the season.
First game of the season.
They played
Minnesota won their game
already, which they do.
Minnesota won the first game. I believe the final score was 99-84.
All right, hang on a second here. I'm going through all of this here.
Okay. Another Dallas team shooting themselves in the foot with a trade. How original.
90, okay, I got the right game. Let me just find it. Nafisa Collier. 34 points.
34. Okay. Now, mind you, she had a goose egg after the first 10 minutes. She went off for 34 points. You are going to see a team that's on a revenge tour.
Y'all gonna see it tonight. And then let's go to the East because y'all might be East team. Well, we already know you got to deal with defending champs, so you already won.
You have to deal with the champs,
and the champs. They're gonna be ready for you regardless.
They are going to, after what Caitlin did in the last game in Indianapolis, and we have to visit Brooklyn twice.
What do we always say? What do we always say, man? About champs.
To be the champs, you must unseat the champs.
Have you been paying attention to the Atlanta Dream lately?
Have you taken a look at how Atlanta's gotten their act together? New York is New York.
As a matter of fact, they smacked us over the weekend. They smacked us over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Coop talked about it on Shooting Lights Out.
There's a player on Atlanta playmaker that I'm going to give you. And right now I can't recall her name. Nia Coffey, 6 foot forward in her 8th year out of Northwestern. She comes off the bench and she has turned into a late game sniper, but she can also bully you in the post. I had a chance and the great opportunity to cover Nia Coffey for her 4 years at NU.
Here's the funny thing. Alicia Gray is the quietest person in the WNBA.
But speaks the loudest with her play.
And you mess around, you'll look up and you find her with 20, 10, and 6. You're like,
yep.
The heck? She does that consistently.
That's all you need.
She's just quiet with it.
That's all you need. Is you need someone. They don't have to be the loudest. Just be the most consistent.
Talk softly, carry big game.
Yep.
But I'll tell you again, playmaker.
That's true swagger right there.
When you hand out your individual awards and you talk about Atlanta, besides Gray, all right, the player you need to watch, and I'll tell you again, is Nia Coffey.
Oh, I'm watching everything. Trust me, I'm watching everything. That's why I sat there when me and Coop talked about it. If I'm telling you Alicia Grace the quietest 20-point person in the game, and then you already know about Ryan Howard and you know about and then also Brianna Jones is going to give you 20 like she did against the Liberty.
Brianna Jones. Listen, in the 3 games that the Fever played against Atlanta, it wasn't Nia Coffey, it wasn't Ryan Howard, and it wasn't Alicia Gray. It was Brianna Jones that whipped our ass. How, you ask? Here's the identity. She did it in the post.
Mm-hmm.
If Brianna had 3 games, 20.
3 games against the Fever, 3 double-doubles. 3. All right? Now, a little fun before we head to our halftime break. I'm looking at a post here on Facebook, and it says silence 3 mics forever. Here are the 9 names that they have in this effed up version of Hollywood Squares.
Okay.
Left to right, row 1, Shannon Sharp, Colin Cowherd, and Nick Wright. Row 2, just a minute. Left to right, row 2, Kendrick Perkins, Stephen A., and Jason Fatlock.
Nope.
You call him Jason Fatlock?
Look, thank Wise for that. Jason Whitless.
I swear if
bottom row, left to
in this.
Bottom row, left to right. Joe Buck, Max Kellerman, Chris Collinsworth.
Okay.
Here's my simple answer.
No.
Stephen A. as the middle square.
Wait, give me this.
Colin Cowherd's
I know YouTube's gonna yell at me for this, but I don't care. For all 9 of them, Bishop, take it.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no.
I'm gonna
Period.
I'll be honest.
I dare anybody out there to silence us.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Only one.
Nick Wright's got okay takes. He just wears a lot of rose-colored glasses for
no.
sports.
Nick Wrong is always wrong.
Nick Wrong's a bitch.
Right.
Okay, let me just put it this way.
With this.
What?
Go for it. Go for it, playmaker.
I'm gonna send us the break with this.
Oh,
News
boy.
from ESPN. The Washington Mystics are having trade talks of trading Aaliyah Edwards.
What?
Get the fuck out of here. Whoa. Time. Aaliyah Edwards. They're talking about trading Aaliyah Edwards. Who's the target? Who's the target team, or did they say?
They didn't say. They just said there are multiple teams that Washington Mystics are having conversations with about trading Aaliyah Edwards.
Why?
Are they trying to kick their season
Why
away?
are they trying to sink like the Washington Bullets?
I don't think they seen because how Senior Sutrons and Kiki Arifin has been playing. Washington been on one.
Listen, Kiki Arifin is your rookie of the year. From my eyes.
You will Senior Sutron got something to say about it, and Paige Beckers definitely got something to say about that because Paige.
Well, until those two get their acting, I will say Paige Beckers is now ahead in the conversation after what I saw last Friday night. 31 points, including a buzzer-beating 3 at halftime from like 50 feet. I love Paige Beckers, and Paige has seemed to be getting her act together. And oh, by the way, not a seat to be had in the house at American Airlines Arena. We better go to a break. Shane, take us to halftime.
We got halftime hitting now. When we get back, I think we got some more chaos coming up, but we'll see how it goes. Halftime!
Back in a minute.
In the morning.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Now, I'm known as the guy who can fix just about anything, but the technology in most appliances requires very special training to fix. And that's why my family has Choice Home Warranty.
Choice Home Warranty covers over 25 major home systems and appliances. That's your AC, heating, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and so much more.
Call Choice Home Warranty now before something breaks down.
Get protection for your heating, AC, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and more.
Call 800-973-6121.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete! 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 Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, W-I-Z-E.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Whether it's the men's college game,
The way that this season has been going, yeah, anything is possible.
the women's college game,
And how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
the WNBA,
AJ Wilson on Twitter 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmakers blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts. Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I made it.
As the boss man has come back, it is hour 2 of Snowman in the Morning, brought to you by SeatGeek. Use code Snowman for $20 off your ticket, whether it is WNBA, MLB, save it for the NFL, or even your favorite concert. Use code Snowman, get $20 off only on SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
And you asked, and to think you asked me 100 times for the official read, and you just did that. You're a genius.
That's
you know
off the top of my head, Bubba.
I know that. I know that.
I still want those reads just to be on the safe side, by the way.
Okay, I will make sure I get every. My head's feeling better now that I had one of these.
Yeah, right.
I
had one of those.
My favorite quotes from the commercial break we just had: "The Lakers has 0.8 chance of winning." You know what happens?
LeBron James by himself.
I don't know if y'all remember that game.
Listen,
I was pissed.
I know you were.
Oh my.
Listen, Playmaker, let me throw you some more planet. We love you. Okay. We absolutely adore you when you're here. That's why I'm begging you to become a regular guest again. But the first line where Playmaker had me was when Cole worked in a classic Playmaker line into the hour 2 intro, which I'm trying to find. Yeah. You see LeBron James holding the trophy like a baby. Mm-hmm. And then Playmaker said the line of all lines, you know it well.
Yep.
Yeah, LeBron James, the greatest scorer of all time. Hey.
I wonder if that's still Ryan McCarthy's favorite thing still, because
one of them.
Yeah, I know it's mine.
One of them. But then you produced that gem. But I have a question for you, Playmaker, to be serious. Have you a commercial for Monarchs of Wrestling?
Cole got it.
Cole got it? Okay.
Cole has it. Cole did that one for us.
Okay. I'll have to reach out to him to get it.
Man,
because I'm
glad you said that. Victor, anything you want to ask me when it comes to that particular show?
Oh, with wrestling? Okay.
Wrestling.
Why? Okay.
In the blue hail.
Are there just no more women wrestlers that can challenge Io Sky for the championship at this point? Because isn't this like the third time we've seen her face Rhea Ripley?
And which she committed, in which Io Sky committed the cardinal sin.
Right. Of course.
If those of you who don't know what the cardinal sin is, when you're the champion, you don't choose who you fight.
Exactly, because now that person's going to be more pissed off and come after you even deeper. I mean,
so
Rhea Ripley
for
isn't already
EO
that
to
anyway.
challenge Rhea for her title is just
Wait, what?
Yes.
What was that, Playmaker?
you don't when you're the champion, you don't choose who you fight. You don't do that.
No.
You set yourself up for failure.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, to me, is like, I get they're trying to do whole baby face, be baby face because Rhea's baby face, Io's baby face. I mean, honestly, y'all could have done Asuka just for a change of pace. Asuka, came back. I mean, I'm guessing you're gonna at one point do Jade Cargill.
Well,
Jade
Jade's got that
automatically has
opportunity.
that opportunity at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
because she
of
won
the
Queen of the Ring.
Who's going against Tiffany?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
We don't know that yet.
It is respected brands Playmaker.
I know what you don't know.
Jade's on SmackDown.
There's somebody else on SmackDown that has played a part and all that. There you go.
God. Who did that?
Miss Money in the Bank herself.
Naomi has the briefcase.
Okay. She has the briefcase,
so she can use it any time. But we know they're probably going to use it for like another 2-3 months.
Yeah,
I got I have a roundtable question for the panel, and this is also for the chat because I did this once, and we got some great answers, but I never did it with Playmaker aboard, so I'll do it here. What was the play or player that made you a fan of the team that you're a fan of? And since Playmaker is here, I'll go to him first.
I don't even think it was a player. I just love the Orlando Magic, and they're the closest team to Jacksonville.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Victor, what about you?
Particularly NBA?
Doesn't matter.
I got a picture.
A couple. One, I gotta go the shot. Jordan over Elo is always gonna be like.
Oh God, yes.
Yep.
Cleveland is your favorite city. Jeez.
And he says that because we make fun of Cleveland every chance we get.
Yes, we do.
I was about to say, just remember when it comes to the Cavaliers, it always
happens to Craig Elo.
See, I got
thank you, Jim Durham, for that.
As far as players go, the one that really made me a fan of the Dallas Cowboys is Michael Irvin.
The Playmaker. Yep.
The
Playmaker. The one and only Playmaker. How'd you get that nickname?
Oh, a running joke.
Actually, I got it.
A running joke. Okay.
I made one in high school. I made one play per game.
Well,
what'd you play?
I played every position except for point guard.
Oh, so you played mostly basketball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh. Trust me, if I would have had listened to the people that I should have listened to,
yes,
we won't be having this conversation.
Fair enough. Here is the play that made Victor a diehard fan once and for all. Let's go back to May 7th, 1989. Seat of the crime, the Richfield Coliseum. And no, I am not doing this with Dick Stockton. I'm doing this with the man who originated it, Mr. Jim Durham. Take it away.
The inbounds pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win! The win! Set the Cleveland Cavaliers. Michael Jordan hits it at the foul line. 101-100. 20,273 in stunned silence here in the Coliseum.
Oh, you gotta love it.
And the fact that Michael just hung that extra split second before releasing.
I'll never forget what was written or what was said by many other players long after that game. Michael went up, Elo went up. Elo came down.
Yeah, like I said, Michael just hung that extra split second and then popped the shot.
All right.
He had that was such a clean look at a 15-footer. Clean look.
What about
as soon as Elo fell? Yeah. What about it, Droid? Let's have it.
Huh?
What?
What was the play or players that made you a fan?
Okay. Well,
Whatever
then
team.
just name a random sport out loud.
Football.
Chiefs, It was Jamal Charles. Honestly,
Gotcha.
By a long shot, Jamal
Right.
Charles was the main reason I started to follow those Chiefs.
And I think we got
We got
Hammock's
the reason
answer
for
right there.
Jayhawks over there.
We got a Jayhawk reason right there.
But-
what about you, big dog? What did it for you?
Let's see. Originally,
Told you I had it.
Let's do
Gro-
it, Shannon. How about hockey?
honestly,
Oh boy. For me, I'll start. For me with hockey, 2 players got me started. Grant Fuhrer and Wayne Gretzky. And a third being Super Mario.
Okay.
for
And
me,
then
Chalmers?
Mario Lemieux. Shut up, Blake.
Oh.
we're talking
You
about
stupid-
the
you
Super
stupid
Mario,
idiot.
not the Timu.
We're talking
Super
about
Mario.
we're talking about a real Mario.
Not the
talking
Timu
about
Mario.
cancer surviving Mario.
Okay. What about you? What about you, dog?
I gotta add
for
another
me-
player. When I became a Blackhawks fan was Doug Wilson, and we're talking about 1985. Then, of course, 4 years later, one of my favorite goalies of all time, you know him well, Eddie the Eagle Belfour.
Yep.
And
For
then
me,
came Patrick Waugh.
yeah, Waugh was just dirty in Colorado.
Dude, Patrick Waugh. Him,
Evil.
my if I had to pick a trinity of goalies, it would be, and this is a tough call because I've seen them all. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is a tough call. In fact, I'll give you 4.
So we're
Grant
going Mount
Fuhrer.
Rushmore.
We're going Mount Rushmore. Grant Fuhrer, Eddie the Eagle Belfour, the Dominator, Dominic Hasek, and Patrick Waugh.
I can see
That's
that.
my Mount Rushmore.
I need to give you
Jacob Hasek, I'm sorry.
I
One of the big
look,
things
Droid. I
about
know.
it is-
I
it's
know
not,
you're.
It's not the recent thing. It's the fact that despite all of his cup chasing, I think he only won one.
He only won one.
Now, dealing with the reason I got into hockey, I'll give you the first 2 names off the top because they played when I really started getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Cam and give
Yep.
me Bork.
Number 8, Cam Neely, and I think if
77.
77. Ray
You
Bork.
need to take Dominic Hasek off. You got to put Jacques Plante.
No.
You
No.
can't disrespect Jacques Plante. I don't care who you are. You do not know puck if you do not put some respect on Jacques Plante.
Well, I don't know who the hell he is, and he has to
Oh.
earn my respect. Thank you.
Now, when it comes for me, for goalies, I've got a soft spot being a bigger guy myself when it comes to goalies. Give me Patrick, give me Belfour, but I'll give you the 2 other names I grew up with. And yes, I'm leaving Tuca off of this because he was more recent.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I grew up with Jiggy Jaguar, John Sebastian.
John Sebastian. Nice. Hold on. Droid, give me that name again.
So that's Jacques Plante
Jacques Plante?
and
Did
then
I-
Jean-Sébastien Giguère is who.
JSG adored.
Honestly,
I
And
adored
the other
JSG.
name I'm putting up on there, he just
If it
recently
wasn't
retired.
for Topeka
Give
hockey,
me the
I
flop.
probably would
Hold-
have gotten into hockey as
Marc-Andre
a whole.
Fleury, I heard you were saying.
Hambino, give me a second. The other name I grew up with as a goalie, the flower himself, Marc-Andre.
Marc-Andre Fleury. Yes.
But you can't disrespect the man that got you the cup, Shaner, Tim Thomas.
No,
Tim
you can't.
Thomas.
And the guy played
Yeah.
up here in Maine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tim Thomas is a black bear.
Tim Thomas. What about Playmaker? What did it for you? Well, besides the Orlando Magic, because it was the closest team to you. What about with baseball? Let's turn to baseball. What did it for you?
I mean, with Tom Glavine, Chipper Jones, Andrew Jones.
Okay. Hey, the team in the 90s has its world
Mhm.
championship. Thank you, Bob Costas.
For me, when it came down to the Sox, besides obviously being in the area, quite honestly, I'm looking at some of the names like Trot Nixon, JD Drew, guys like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Of course, Pedro coming in
Of course,
the
Pedro. Of
90s,
course, Pedro.
messing everybody's business up.
What Pedro did in 1999 against the Cleveland Indians was inhuman.
Yes.
He should not have pitched that night, and he wound up pitching 7 shutout innings after Derek Lowe got shelled.
Yeah.
Which leads to Troy O'Leary becoming the hero in that series.
Yeah. Troy
A
O'Leary.
slam and a 3-run homer. And of course, for you, I can give you two names.
Carl Everett.
Carl Everett. Big
those guys. I came in with those guys playing on
I
playing
want
on
to
the
take a
side.
guess that the reason Blake is a Royals fan. Haas, maybe Moose.
Big country breakfast.
Big
Brett Butler.
Billy Butler.
Billy Butler. For me,
Dude, don't get it twisted.
What got me, I mentioned part of it earlier this morning. What got me started with the St. Louis Cardinals was Ozzie Smith, Lonnie Smith, their right fielder at the time, George Hendrick, and here's a familiar name, Keith Hernandez. A lot of people forget Keith Hernandez was a Cardinal for 7 years.
Man.
And then
Originally, he really got me. Sorry.
Then he went to the Mets, and I was still a fan of Keith Hernandez.
Yes.
When he was with the Mets, and despite me claiming that Dwight Gooden was my favorite Met in that area, my favorite Met in that area was Gary Carter.
Oh yeah, Carter could still rate
Gary
at his
Carter.
age.
And what made me a White Sox fan? Dad had taken me in my first game at Comiskey Park. The old Comiskey Park.
The old Comiskey Park.
With the yellow banisters and the green seats and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I had a chance to see the 83 All-Star game at Old Comiskey Park, which of course leads to the trivia question, because it happened in that game. Who's the only player with an All-Star game slam? That, of course, being Fred Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't see it for two reasons.
Why?
One, my dad was sick.
Two,
my mother was sick.
Ooh.
So I couldn't get to. We had won tickets too, because they were giving them away on the local radio station.
Mm-hmm.
And Mom called in, handed me the phone. I gave the correct answer, but we all fell sick with the flu.
Oof.
So we couldn't go that night. It was a Tuesday night, July 9th, 1983. Here's a trivia question for you. Who is the only team, and I'm looking at my left-hand monitor here to make sure I got this correct. Who is the only team in Major League Baseball right now that does not have a 200-hit season?
Mm.
The only
Rockies.
team right now that doesn't have a 200-hit season, like collectively.
Collectively, yes.
Like as a whole franchise, or just
As a franchise. Every franchise in the majors has a player who got 200 hits for them, except one. I'll let y'all think on that. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I'll see if these guys can come up with the answer. And that's a question for the chat. That's a question for the chat, too.
And that's got other wrestling questions, too, for Playmaker.
You got other wrestling questions.
Yes,
What?
I do.
Wait. Oh, I know the answer.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Oh, I know the answer.
Yes, I do.
All right, take a shot.
The Rays.
He's got it. He's
He's
got it. It's the Rays.
Wait. Evan Longoria didn't get 200 hits in a season?
197 was his high.
Hey, I thought he got
And that
200
was
hits in a season.
that was 2011. The great 2011 season, where 4 teams in the American League had a chance to make the playoffs, and it was the most unlikely team that got there in the Rays. So that is the correct answer. It's the Tampa Bay Rays. Only team in the majors
Sound like
with
COVID year too.
without a 200 hit season. Here's another piece of trivia for you. We're going to the NFL.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Why'd you say that, Playmaker?
You're really going to make us think today, okay?
I am.
Good thing I'm chugging
and it's my
Monster
own
then.
fault because I was running late getting in the house.
Yeah.
From running in here.
I
Okay, here you go.
want to know what questions Victor's got for me, because
All right, you ready?
yeah.
Who's the only franchise in NFL history without a 4,000-yard passer? I'll repeat the question. Everybody on this panel
I am
is
disqualified
out of
from this question.
Every member on this panel except one is disqualified from this question. Who's the only franchise in NFL history without a 4,000-yard passer? I'll tell you the answer in 4 minutes. Back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got. game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Now, I'm known as the guy who can fix just about anything, but the technology in most appliances requires very special training to fix. And that's why my family has Choice Home Warranty.
Choice Home Warranty covers over 25 major home systems and appliances. That's your AC, heating, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and so much more.
Call Choice Home Warranty now before something breaks down.
Get protection for your heating, AC, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and more.
Call 800-973-6121.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
Emergency, please.
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text delete.
Join these 2 football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Down the stretch we come.
Yes, indeed.
Shane, Joy, and Victor better get this one. This better be the first thing that come out your mouth. Blake is the only one that can get it wrong.
What now?
All right.
Because that question, that ain't even, I don't even know why that's a trivia question.
But it's a true one. I'll repeat the question again. Who's the only team in the NFL history without a 4,000-yard passing season?
The 3, y'all better say the exact team.
The Bears, right?
You are correct.
I was about to say, I think Chicago's on that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
It is indeed the
It's gonna be
Chicago
the Bears
Bears.
or the Raiders. They have not.
It's
both
the
those teams have had
Bears.
good quarterback.
We literally talked about this 2 weeks ago.
I wasn't probably here.
You weren't here. That's why I said, Blake, you don't know one that can get it wrong. The other 3.
Yeah. Here,
we literally talked about this 2 weeks ago.
I've known that. Listen, as many quarterbacks that have been celebrated foolishly by the Chicago Bears. Foolishly.
I was wondering.
Hey,
I wonder if Ditka had gotten close to it. That's why I was kind of confused.
The closest Bear quarterback, if memory serves me correct, that got close to a 4,000-yard season, and he did it twice, was Eric Kramer.
The only reason why is only the Bears is because
stat check me for. There you go. Instead of fact check, is a stat check because I'm throwing stats out there, and Shane's got my back on this. I believe it's between Eric Kramer and, crazy enough, Jim Harbaugh, but I want to say it was Kramer.
Here's the only reason why the Chicago Bears the answer is because Blake Bortles actually did it for the Jaguars once.
Once.
And like Blake Bortles,
what'd you say, playmaker? Once.
But also, Blake Bortles said in an interview one day, if it wasn't
have
for
that
football,
sound.
he'd be in a
Go ahead, Blake.
He'd be on a construction site ripping cigs. That's what Blake Bortles said.
I gotta have that sound now, playmaker. Once. I gotta cut that now.
That's why I said I'm disqualified from this question because I already knew. I'm like freaking Chicago. And I said,
yep.
The only reason why who else I had and had to go back to something. I said, why is the Jaguars ain't on Blake Bortles?
Right, Blake Bortles.
So,
not Mark Brunell.
Surprising.
Not Brian Leftwich. Not David Gabbert.
Not David Garrard.
Not even Trevor Lawrence.
Not even Trevor Lawrence.
Blake Bortles.
Blake freaking Bortles has the only 4,000-yard passing season for the Jaguars.
All right.
Did he do that in 17?
Yeah, that was the
that was the AFC.
They should have went to the Super Bowl, but they got robbed
by the Patriots.
I've got
the
stat up. Kramer in 95 went 33-38. Jay Cutler 38-12.
Okay, so it's Cutler.
4,000.
It is Cutler. All right.
Which
is weird because Cutler spent 8 years in Chicago. They specifically designed passing offenses for him, and he couldn't crack 4,000 yards because he kept getting cracked to the ground.
Yeah.
Here's the crazy.
Best way to explain Jake.
I was going to say the craziest thing is the only one in the top 5 that's come close for the Bears, and it's 3 people. Kramer. Cutler did it 3 different times, and then Caleb Williams. Kramer's the only one in the top 5 that had a winning record when he got close to 4,000 yards.
95,
he went 9-7. Cutler 3 times, he went 5-10, 7-9, 6-9, and of course Caleb Williams went 5-12.
What were you gonna say, Blake?
I mean, Jay Cutler was just a man with a rocket launcher attached to his arm. He didn't know what he was doing. He was just slinging the dang thing.
And stupidity in his head.
He was just slinging it, dude. He was pulling a Brett Favre. He's like, screw it, they're down there somewhere.
Let me correct Snowman.
Go ahead.
He said stupidity. It wasn't stupidity. It was
idiocracy.
It was what?
I don't give a damn attitude.
Jake had a rocket arm, but the rocket didn't have GPS.
Jake didn't give a damn. That's what that was.
I'll take that, playmaker. I'll definitely take that.
He just didn't care.
Cutler had a rocket arm. He just didn't have GPS attached to the rocket.
The rocket definitely did not know where it was from where it wasn't.
It was a dart without feathers.
Oh, hell.
All right.
All right, Victor. The floor is yours.
So last night,
hurry up.
we have new
tag team Father, go away.
Oh, not again. Father O'Shaughnessy, knock some sense into this man.
Wrong one, you ding dong. That's Father O'Connor. He's the worst one.
This might make Shane throw up. This might make Shane throw up.
Just a moment. Victor, please ask your question.
Yes, I got it. So,
where has the debate been since they won the championships against the Warriors?
They've been the same place with EO. Champions chilling in the back.
I'm like, where have they been? I have not seen on TV up until they lost.
And thanks to the city of Pittsburgh, the Judgment Day became faces.
Yeah, pretty much.
The Judgment Day became faces.
Pittsburgh chilled when Judgment Day won the titles. I was like, I cannot believe this.
Well, to be fair, Pittsburgh always cheers for the wrong thing, so it's not that
you're not wrong there.
So we shouldn't be that surprised.
Yeah, we're talking about a city that cheered Aaron Rodgers for Christ's sake.
And they're going to cheer him for this entire season too.
That's their quarterback. What you want them to do?
They're cheering a fellow who's been active his prime since 2019. when he got smacked around twice by that team in the Bay.
Well, guess what? They've been waiting for him
Also,
to sign, and he finally signed.
If it wasn't him signing, it
Did
was
you,
Mason
Playmaker,
Rudolph.
did you not call it 3 months ago that Aaron would wind up with Pittsburgh?
Yes, I said that.
I
said that during the draft.
You said that here. Before we did our coverage of the draft, you said aloud that Aaron would sign with Pittsburgh. And then
Pittsburgh was waiting on Aaron Rodgers.
And Victor decided to couple it by saying they shoved. What was that line again? Hold on a minute. No, wasn't this line? Wasn't that line? Oh, it was this line right here. Quote, the Steelers has shoved a whole roll of coins, which is now worth $100 up their own asses.
And they have.
That's a long roll.
That would be $100
It's a
worth
dense
of quarters
roll.
there, Father Cochran.
That's what I said.
No, you just said roll of coins.
Yeah. But
Well, who knows what the coins are? It's just told us $100.
Yeah, EOS. Matter of fact, I'm glad Victor asked this question.
Jeez Louise.
I'm glad you had this question because check this out. I want y'all to check this out. If you're a wrestling fan, check this out. So we just coming off a PLE called Night of Champions. Okay.
Yes.
Night of Champions.
But here's the thing.
Yes.
On SmackDown, you had a United States Women's title match on there.
Yep.
You had a WWE Tag Team title match on there.
You did
and you had a women's standings match for the women's title on SmackDown.
Yeah.
What did you get on Night of Champions? Well, you got the King of the Ring finals.
Queen of the Ring finals.
Queen of the Ring finals, acceptable. You got a United States Championship match, acceptable. And you got a undisputed title match, acceptable. Yeah. But you put Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez on there. No title match.
No title match.
You put Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross on there.
Yes, exactly.
No title match.
No title match.
But it's called Night of Champions.
And no title match with those three. How stupid can you be?
I think Starrcade actually was the one that got it right, where every championship was defended on Starrcade.
That's what Night of Champions was
when it started. Yes.
Every title gets defended on that show.
Right.
The days of Starrcade.
And then, as you brought up yesterday, Victor, the world tag team title gets defended on Raw.
Yeah.
After not being seen for
3 months.
3 months? 4 months?
About 3 months.
And you wonder why Cool is going off on his tangents lately.
No, we don't have to wonder. The man is the man with the plan called Cole McCain. He is the master. He is the master of danger. Danger is his business.
If you got time, you can go to the Playmakers Ball Network YouTube channel and you can see his tangent because you didn't get Gunther, who is the world champion at Night of Champions.
No.
They saving him for Saturday night's main event in Atlanta. And who is he going against for that
Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Against Goldberg.
And I like Goldberg.
In Goldberg's retirement match.
Of all people, you go up against Goldberg. What the hell is wrong with that picture?
I'm guessing the reason why they had to do it is because they had to get some sort of return on Goldberg, because I don't understand how they made such a quick turnaround on having Jey Uso win at WrestleMania, and then 2 months later he loses back to Gunther on Raw.
On Raw.
And Victor, didn't I tell you I didn't feel good about that match?
Yeah, yes, you did.
I listened to that, and that's exactly what you said. And to the big fella up there with the hat turned forwards, quit talking about the Raw. I told you no one wants to hear about your sex life up here.
We need the detective 100% to escort this man out.
I dare him to come get me. I'll flip him upside down with an FU that'll go through the couch.
No, you won't.
Watch me.
By the way,
I have a warning to the detective.
What CM Punk did on SmackDown?
I have a warning to the detective. You or Father O'Shaughnessy laid a finger on me, and I'll break it over the pole. Wait, I shouldn't say pole. That would get Father O'Shaughnessy hot.
Okay. Yes, I saw the Punk Life wrap off by CM Punk, or MC Punk as people now call him.
That was great. I enjoyed that one.
I'm sorry, but my name was mentioned. What can I do for you?
Oh no.
I'm sorry. I have to bring some civility back to this conversation. Considering
shut up, you leprechaun. No one invited you in here.
Who are you calling a leprechaun, you wannabe?
I'm calling you a leprechaun. You big ugly oaf.
And we have lost complete control.
And I dare the detective to make an appearance. We'll suck him and tie him up with duct tape.
Oh, now you're talking about your sex life. You don't need that shit in here.
At least I...
Yes.
At least I have use for the duct tape.
Now,
like you.
There was some for the Punk thing. Some things hit, some things missed, some things whiffed. I was like, okay, I can see where he's going for with this, and it was like, I don't know about that one, but what was interesting about that was the fact that they basically made John Cena kind of sit there and be like, just sit there and just take it, because he wanted to say something.
Oh yeah.
They did the same thing the previous week we see him Punk.
Mm-hmm.
He get pushed to a table and John Cena get dropped a drink by a pipe bomb.
Yeah. Punk Cena stole Punk's thing. Punk said, "No, I'm going to one up you. I'm going to steal your entire damn gimmick."
And what's crazy was like John Cena called out Nick Nemeth. I'm like,
yep.
Dolph Ziggler does
Not
not want
just
to talk
that,
to you.
not just that, but he also brought up Matt Cardona and Claudio Castagnoli.
I know. I'm
Dude,
like,
he went down the line.
oh, the last person that wants to hear from you is Zack Ryder and Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler. After all the BS that the John Cena character has done to them, John Cena took Zack Ryder's girl. Remember that Eve Torres thing?
Yeah, I remember that stupidity.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hey, all I say is this: John Cena's letting people go at him because they've been firing off on him.
But I mean, the thing is that they needed that though. To be fair, they needed that because they know how dangerous John is on the mic. Like, he has done a lot better than like some of the years I've seen him. But they needed to have someone like just go face to face with him, because I didn't like how in the beginning he would talk by himself and then someone person would talk after he leaves. It's like, no, stand up and have a one-on-one go session.
I mean, I know what Punk said. Hey, I'll be mad too if they hired my ass. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that one got me.
That was a burn and a half.
I was like, wow.
Ooh. And why?
And yet, here's the crazy thing. John Cena is more menaced than Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Figure that puzzle out. Figure that puzzle out.
And why they bring Nikki Bella back?
Because she needs to get some sort of money to pay off all that child support.
I mean,
I think on that
we better split.
Yeah, those E.
Look at Playmaker.
Got him. I wasn't even trying, and I got him.
Those E series.
We all got him.
All right,
we all got him.
Let's get out of here.
We better send the Playmaker and go on home. Thanks, Playmaker. We appreciate you.
No problem. Y'all get ready. Me and Cole Johnson be coming back for a Bearing Down the Gridiron later this month.
Yes.
All right.
Let's do it.
Yes. All right. I will. I'll announce the news before we get out of here. Thank you, Playmaker. We love you, brother. Thank you much.
Done.
Now, forgive me not knowing the brother. You got your mic, but I don't know who the hell you are. It's like you're in the broadcasting witness protection program.
All right. As I said earlier this morning, these two here at the bottom will handle the Big 12 for us. Sports Hub Boston goes live next month, as well as Sports Hub Chicago. Sports Hub Indiana is already live. Fever and Lynx tonight, 8 p.m. tip-off. And then behind that, we'll have the Astros and the Rockies. And first hour tomorrow, the Hockey God returns. And boy, does he have a list of stuff to tell us. And like I said, we'll cover it all in the first hour tomorrow in detail. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope you all are too. God bless you. So long, everybody. Dear Chicago Cubs, you are not worthy. Signed, the Houston Astros. See ya.
Joel Embiid, you still a bitch.
Guys. Okay.